All right, so this is freaking try two. No, this is try three actually in recording this. Um, to summarize the intro, I'm back, not back really. I got school, dude. Like I'm juggling a few things, so sorry for the inconsistencies, whatnot. I will be posting shorts. You feel me? So but be tied down by that. I will be building up to a video. I'm not gonna say what, but just know it's gonna be like an hour, and it's gonna be going over things that these big YouTubers are scared to talk about, cause as they've told me, they don't want to deal with the backlash. But since I don't care, we talking about the truth. That's my motto. I don't care what y'all say. I'm going to say the truth that I believe. So let's get it. Let's watch this video. Naruto versus Ichigo. Apparently, this man thinks that the boy Naruto wins. We'll see what his reasonings are. Come, if you've been on the channel, you know this is cap, but hold up. Go in with an open mind. Maybe this man has unseen scans we've never seen before. Unseen scaling. Who knows? Who knows? By the way, on the
Yeah,
Discord with the boys.
yeah,
Shouts out Prideful.
yes. Wait, we're going to see the high complex boundless Naruto scan.
Yeah. Oh my god. It's gonna be on that shit, bro. What?
So with a very controversial topic like this, people are bound to disagree. However, before I start off with any scaling of any kind, I want to preface to listen to more of the things I say, as well as my reasoning as to why someone
Holy
wins,
shit, I
rather
never
than who
realized how
actually wins the
feminine
versus battle
Momoshiki
itself.
looked.
With more of the things I say, as well as my reasoning as to why someone wins, rather than who actually wins the versus battle itself. With the versus battle of Naruto versus Ichigo going on for years at a time, I thought I would look into both characters and finally decide the winner. Whether this video gets views or not, I hope you guys pay attention to understand what I'm talking about, and lastly, enjoy. During the Fourth War, a character known as Kaguya Otsutsuki would emerge. Kaguya was stated in the show to be able to destroy her Genesis or main dimension, with this dimension having a star within it, which is shown within the official OVA. An official OVA, which is an exclusive part of the anime or manga that extrapolates upon key events within its story to have not only a moon, but a star as well. This would make completely sense, as these dimensions are completely shown to have full day and night cycles within them, which would debunk any other
Homeboy, get a pop filter.
artificial light source arguments. Kaguya being able to destroy the star and moon, get her to concretely star level, was so.
The reason
This
why
is
this
hurting
would
my
be in a
eyes to
reference to
look
the
at.
manga as well is because
Oh,
it's hurting
what
your
he's
eyes.
doing on screen right now is hurting my eyes. I'm seeing like my eyes are trying to
Yeah.
focus on the blurry shit in the background.
Nah, bro, that's the. So let me read what he says. Note the reason why this would be in reference to the manga as well is because it would incorporate bro. It should be incorporated into the manga as seen in the scene before. Okay.
System level at the highest. During Naruto the last.
I think the canons are different though, but I think this is like
Yeah.
the things in the manga.
Honestly,
I don't think
though,
it matters though.
I think this is a kind of lowball take for Naruto, since I think you can easily argue Kaguya to Solar.
Well, yeah, he says SARS to Solar.
Yeah,
Kaguya
but he
being
said
able
like
to destroy the star
Solar
and get
at
it to
like the
concretely star level
highest
with
end.
solar system level at the highest. During Naruto the last, Naruto would then face off against one of the last descendants of Hamura Otsutsuki, Toneri. Toneri in the movie box set is stated on 2 separate occasions to have chakra not only comparable to that of Kaguya, but to be the strongest enemy Naruto has faced so far. This would include the aforementioned Kaguya, meaning Toneri would scale above the likes of Kaguya, as I said prior. Toneri's entire plan was to destroy Earth and hurl the moon at it due to the fact that he thought humans were abusing their ability to manipulate chakra. Naruto would then go on to beat up this threat greater than Kaguya in Case 2, but then one-shot him as well in the likes of his base form. Keep in mind, this Naruto is
That is not his base form. He literally concentrated his stuff into a punch. Why do people say this is base Naruto, bro? It's like if Ichigo pulled up, right? He goes into Bankai. Like, I'm talking about his Quincy dominant Bankai, right? He goes into his Quincy dominant Bankai, but he's in his human form, right? It's just Ichigo with his sword. And then you're like, this is base Ichigo. No, it's not, bro. That Ichigo has his Bankai sword. Stop it. That's not how that works. Not how base works.
providing these feats from 16 to 19 years old. These star level to solar system ranges of power aren't too outlandish, seeing how characters like Kaguya, Kurama, and Toneri are consistently shown to be on this tier of power and can potentially be higher with two-dimensional scaling using versus battle wiki and character stats and profiles. However, for those who still have some doubts on if Naruto was truly star possible.
What is this? No, Naruto would scale above all pre-6 to 10, blah, 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 blah. The qualities for attaining this technique are strict studying.
Solar system level. Within the fourth data book, it's directly stated that the base 6 path chakra surpassed the likes of the Case 2 placebo transformation Naruto used prior within the war, meaning this base Sage 6 path Naruto is already baseline star level and or planetary at the very least, even with the spatial curvature.
That is How big is the difference between planetary and star?
It's a decent like amount. It's like a few hundred to a few thousand.
Yeah, like I could see that difference, but like I think Naruto would be like above baseline star since I think like at worst he's 10 times planetary in KCM2. Going by like the not half of a Ninetales being an eternity planet to ash statement.
Not only be multi-comp,
Wait, really?
unless you prove that it's like actual destruction and not life wiping. That's just multi-comp.
Okay. I thought it was like stating that it would turn like the Earth to ash. It's like the actual planet. Maybe I was wrong on that. Like that's always how I interpreted it.
It's multi-con unless you can prove it's planetary. But
Naruto is already baseline star level and or planetary at the very least.
spatial curvature when Kaguya had descended upon the Earth was an original 10, and within the present day Boruto era is now 16, which proves they get stronger since Shippuden in the last.
Even with the spatial curvature of Earth being an original
But,
16 when Kaguya was introduced and now 16 in the present day Boruto era, again supports the idea that everyone on Earth, including Naruto, got stronger since its affirmation 6 path state, with the anime stating Naruto has the most potent chakra on Earth, which is the reason why it took Momoshiki so long to absorb the likes of his chakra. This is even true with Naruto being able to one.
I don't quite get what he's getting at here. Like, I get you're trying to connect Naruto being stronger to everybody getting stronger.
On Earth, including Naruto, got stronger since you do level and or planetary at the very least. Even with the spatial curvature of Earth being an original 16 when Kaguya was introduced and now 16 in the present day Boruto era, again, even with the
Like, what would that mean? Spatial curvature is 10, and now it's like, what does that even mean? What does that imply? Didn't explain nothing. Like, I don't know what he's talking about.
I think
Future reference, if you ever see this video, guy, be more clear. I have no idea what you're implying here.
I think he's trying to say the planet is bigger.
That the planet got bigger?
Yeah.
I suppose. Should have wrote that down or something.
You mentioned something about the curvature, and I think that might mean it got bigger.
It says spatial curvature, so I don't know if it's like, I don't know if it's the Earth. So she'll say like the Earth's curvature, would it not?
Yeah, probably.
For this, not sure. If this actually says parallel universe. Let's fact check with the boy, this femboy CEO. Because I remember posting this earlier. Like from the homie. The translator, bruh. You know what? We'll just scroll up, bro. We'll scroll up. It's fine. Yeah, y'all YouTube people that are not in the Discord are getting a glimpse at all the random stuff that is in the
Your
Discord.
screen hasn't changed from the video names.
They'll see it. Like, the reason why it's because like the screen that I'm sharing is the screen that it's like the video. Because I don't want to change it. God
okay.
dang, bro. I just want to be a lazy bum and get this scan. Like, but it's like, nah. You know what? That's when we control search work. That's when we control search 60. I remember saying 60 Naruto. Yes. Okay. Now here, that's where I can scroll up. That's yes, sir. Okay. Okay. Now I'm in the general right place. God dang, I don't think I am. I am upset. I'm upset, homies. All right. We hate it here. We hate it here, bro. We actually hate it here. We might try to edit this out. If I'm lazy, we're not gonna edit this out, but I might put this timestamp. You feel me? I hate it here. Yeah, I don't care. Discord on laptop, I hate. Regardless.
Oh yeah, it does feel way worse on laptop from my experience too than mobile.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know why multiple things just are not showing up, like at all. Like, what is this? But Okay, no. Okay, I found. Okay. So that doesn't look like universe to me. The kanji is. Hold up. You know what? That might be it. Yo, I type in kanji, I find it. Yo, I have cheat codes. I'm broken. Yes. Okay. So this is what I was talking. This is what I was looking for. That doesn't look like universe to me. The kanji for that is translated to outside, but sometimes people put beyond to indicate something out of reach from a standpoint, such as Mars existing beyond Earth's gravity or whatever. Plus, the indication which somehow means parallel universe comes from the outright saying the planet's chakra, which would mean he was even draining the chalk from outside of an alternate world of which he had constructed himself. Alternate world can mean different things, but certainly not universe, just a thought. Sus.
The idea that everyone on Earth, including
But sure, we'll allow it.
Naruto, got stronger since its affirmation 6 path state, with the anime stating Naruto has the most potent chakra on Earth, which is the reason why it took Momoshiki so long to absorb the likes of his chakra. This is even true with Naruto being able to one-shot beings directly stated to surpass the likes of Kaguya, and with the light novels and mangas stating that Sasuke can deal with Kaguya level beings on his own. Prior to almost all of Naruto history, Hagoromo Otsutsuki and his younger brother Hamura would then battle against the likes of a prime 10 tails of Kaguya. Keep in mind, the aforementioned 9 tails only being a portion of the 10 tails overall power still pales in comparison to this version of Kaguya. However, even with all this power, Hagoromo would still be able to steer her within Shibaku Tensei that later on became the moon that we see within Naruto's last. This Hagoromo also carried the fight between Kaguya and arguably stronger Kaguya, whom I already scaled to at least star level, so it's again consistent that these characters are again star level to solar system ranges of power. Creating a moon using various calcs could be anywhere from a multi-continental to a small planetary feat, with it being consistent with the narrative as an even stronger character than the likes of Kaguya they fought during the war was going to hurl the moon at Earth like a 2016 Super Bowl touchdown. Kaguya's dimension was stated on multiple occasions to be a space-time by not only Kaguya herself, but Kakashi, Obito, Zetsu, and Naruto as well. A space-time by necessity would have to be fourth dimensional dimensionality, with it now qualifying for universal plus regions of power via versus battle wiki and character stats and profiles, as I said prior. Due to the fact that a space-time has 3 spatial dimensions and 1 temporal dimension, Kaguya was going to destroy this space-time using her Guru Dama and recreate it, meaning she would go to this attack due to the fact that it was her initial chakra she was destroying to destroy the aforementioned dimension in the first place. A teenage newly acquired 6-path sage mode Naruto was able to go toe-to-toe with this same Kaguya, and at one point even overpower her using the aforementioned Boil Release, with Boil Release being stated to amp you to the point where it surpasses the 6th gate, with the gates being stated within part 1 to be dozens upon dozens of time of an amp.
Yeah, boil release.
Momoshiki and novels and anime, which are indeed
No, he said boil.
canon to the entire timeline, are stated to create a parallel dimension to Naruto's own universe. Keep in mind, this parallel dimension is home to multiple redshifts and nebulas within it, meaning this statement would hold up to its validity. By definition, a parallel dimension would have to be universal in size, due to Naruto's universe being stated to being a universe on multiple occasions, with even the likes of Naruto regarding it as such in reference to Kaguya's dimensions, which would further support the universal Naruto scaling that I have been providing.
A parallel dimension does not imply it being a universe. No. Dimensions can be various sizes. All it being parallel means is that it is besides it, and it will not cross it. That's all parallel means. And all dimension.
I just realized something. Momoshiki lost hacks when he ate Kenshiki since he lost a Byakugan.
Doesn't he have it in his eyes? Like, don't they function like Byakugans? Like they're like
No, because he had Byakugan before, but now his eyes are yellow. The Byakugan's signature, like all they do is like change the veins in your eye and go pure white. Or usually pure white.
Keep in mind, this same week in Naruto was able to go toe-to-toe with a fused Momoshiki who absorbed the likes of Kenshiki. Kenshiki in the Boruto movie guide and data book was said to have enough power to destroy it and split the world in half. Again, Kenshiki would have to be strong enough to split the Earth beyond its GBE and completely separate it beyond its core. The same Earth having an AM spatial curvature, with the spatial curvature being the amount of energy and or energy density the Earth within the given context has accumulated over the progression of its existence, meaning this would be quote-unquote a more powerful Earth than what Kaguya originally descended over the progression of its spatial curvature being the amount of energy and or energy density the Earth within the given context has accumulated over the progression of its existence, meaning this would be quote-unquote a more powerful Earth than what Kaguya originally descended upon. However, back to the main point, Naruto was able to keep up with this same Momoshiki who created a parallel dimension to Naruto's dimension, with the parallel dimension being defined as a self-contained plane of existence coexisting with one's own reality, often called a multiverse. But as we know, within Naruto,
that is not what.
As a self-contained plane of existence, Momoshiki created a parallel dimension to Naruto's dimension, with the parallel dimension being defined as a self-contained plane of existence coexisting.
Homeboy. Hold up.
Is he
universe.
saying that Momoshiki creating another plane of existence automatically means he created a multiverse?
He's trying to make
Or
the argument that like the dimension he created uh constitutes for a multiverse. He's arguing
existing with
like
the parallel dimension to Naruto's dimension, with the parallel dimension being defined as a self-contained plane of existence coexisting with one's own reality, often called a multiverse.
yeah, so he's arguing it's a multiverse, but
well, not if he just created
a
one
dimension
plane.
is not necessarily a universe. I'm not seeing it here, but we can just use these two things to break it down. Dimension, what's the definition of a dimension? A measurable extent of some kind, such as length, all right, an aspect of a feature, blah, 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 form of shape of something, particular measurements, etc., etc. All right. Then parallel. Moving in the same direction, but always the same distance apart. Same direction, same distance apart. That's what parallel means. And then you just go with dimension. Like it's not a multiverse. They're not the same things. Like what you're thinking of is like a parallel universe under the context of multiverse theory, one of the different multiversal theories. But multiverse theories don't necessarily coincide with dimensional theories. Like they're not the same. A multiverse theory is a specific theory. Like dimensions and parallel dimensions don't necessarily coincide.
But as we know, within Naruto, this is not the case. For those of you who still deny it was directly stated within the Boruto light novels, which are indeed canon to the timeline, that it was indeed a parallel dimension. This was also stated by Naruto Uzumaki himself. The same Momoshiki who was stated to being a threat greater than Kage on several occasions, again with Sasuke Shinden novels, even foreshadowing the arrival of Momoshiki and Kenshiki, stating that Sasuke would protect the earth against beings that are much stronger than the likes of Kage in general. Naruto scaling to this Momoshiki and above Kage would be consistent with the narrative, saying that Momoshiki tried hard against this weakened Naruto that he did against the likes of Sasuke, and with the trio of Urashiki, Momoshiki, Kinshiki, scaring Kage to the point where she was going to kill her children. Naruto would then fight against the likes of Ichigo Otsutsuki, and would then get beaten alongside the likes of Sasuke. With almost no hope in sight, Kurama would then propose to use a form called Baron Mode, with Naruto and Kurama's chakra serving as a kernel for a whole new type of power energy called nuclear fusion. Nuclear fusion being a nuclear reactant in which two or more nuclei particles either fuse or...
If this man got a 500 million times multiplier and still wasn't able to beat this man, like I think that just speaks down to the form. Like I think if the multiplier is that high and as high as like people want to like wank it to be, that just looks really bad on Naruto. And then you will just be able to make the direct. Wait, hold up. And then you just be able to make the direct argument that people that are 500 million times weaker than Naruto, for instance, can still beat Naruto's ass, which I don't think you want.
It's really bad for their view of scaling as well.
Yeah.
I mean,
anyone with half a brain cell could look at that fight, look at the form, and then the change in how the fight is going, and be like, "This guy's got some shit up his nose." Jesus Christ!
It's literally like it completely invalidates all of the freaking scaling, dude. Like it invalidates all of like inverse scaling for Naruto. Period. Like, oh, if you're 500 times weaker, like it doesn't matter. Like you can still you can still put hands on him. Wasn't Jigen like hold up? Wasn't Jigen like throwing punches at Naruto back too? I don't think it was just a one-sided domination. He was still throwing punches back.
Doesn't Jigen also say that the only real difference is his speed? Says that his punches don't feel any stronger than they did before.
Oh, that's buddy. It's hurt, bro.
You have to remember Naruto is getting weaker every second, so
it was like getting weaker every second.
Yeah, it's like Super Saiyan 3. It would drain him the longer he used it.
It was killing him.
It was killing Jigen. It killed Kurama, but it wasn't active.
Yeah,
it killed him after.
It only affects Kurama in the long run.
Form into subatomic particles. The difference in mass being the reactant to the products is manifested as either the release or absorption of energy. This would also be the reason as to why Naruto absorbed life energy like he did against the likes of Ichigo instead of releasing it. Nuclear fusion is also the process of energy that quietly powers life to start, with the process being around.
Bro, look at this, bro. 500 million times multiplier. Anybody that's why What is this quality?
I don't know.
Like you have
It's
HD. Hold up. Why is it so low?
Of releasing it. Nuclear fusion is also the process of energy that quietly powers
Look at
a
this.
collector star, with the process being around 500 billion times
I
the
think
amount
this
of two
downplays
atoms
vegan
Ate it
actually.
up. He ate that up. He ate a
Dude,
500 million times amped Naruto kick.
Dude, I know how to make this make sense. Just Jigen's 450 million times stronger than Naruto, recording back
Yes.
the entire time.
regularly. Keep in mind, so with the help of destroying a star, it would take 10 to the 41 joules of energy to even overcome its GBE and completely destroy it. This would mean that Naruto would then gain an almost star level amp on top of his already base star level power, which would quantify up to millions upon millions of times with an amp if you took nuclear fusion to amp, hyper literally. So is Naruto having universal plus levels of power via the Momoshiki
Don't make sense.
Kage scaling I did prior, alongside the two-dimensionality and the millions upon millions of times of an amp via Baron mode, one may put into question just how fast Naruto is. Naruto characters have been faster on light-to-light speeds ever since the beginning of Part 1, with characters like Haku's Ice Mirrors being stated to move at light speed. This will hold up true due to the fact that she's able to intercept the light to range amp Sharingan amp Kakashi.
So he brings up that, but we have no evidence that Haku was actually going at light speed. It says it can go up to that, right?
He
But
most
doesn't mean
definitely
Haku was
wasn't
going
going
that
at
fast.
light speed at that time. Most definitely
No,
not.
like
Like,
since
hold up.
Rocky
I
was
might be
fast,
misremembering it, but like, didn't Haku pop up back up into war with Zabuza? And they and the seven
I
missed
think-
swordsmen
Yeah.
like,
Yeah,
fought Guy and Kakashi.
yeah.
Something like that. I just remember Zabuza dying on the bridge. That's all I can
Hell,
remember.
All
Yeah.
I'm saying is, I don't know about this one, Chief. Me like part one, I'm like, I don't know about this
Whose
one.
video is
Don't
this?
you know
There are some
Rocky's 10
things
times
that they
faster than
have,
light?
but I'm like, I don't think it's very largely consistent at their light speed. Especially with people like the Raikage nearing light speed, then you have like Sage Mode Light thing. Like you have like small things like what was it? Itachi's like exploding freaking clone. Or no, it was his like water jutsu. One of his things are like light speed, right?
Yeah,
And I'm
like it's one of his water jutsus. Like I think it was a water fang or something.
yeah. Like
Yeah, but
go on.
oh, I was about to say, oh, don't you guys know? Oh, the 10 times faster than light Rock Lee got bodied by sound.
Let's see how he tries to like spin it.
He's
I
right,
have
Kiri,
no
while
other
mentally
question,
amped
though.
but physically weaker. Itachi's water
But-
bullet is also stated to detonate at faster than light speeds, as well as Naruto as a kid
I think it's said to be light speed, not faster than light speed.
would scale to this, seeing how in KM0 is able to body the likes of Haku to the point where she completely admits inferiority to the said Naruto.
Mrs. G got trapped. That's a dude. Haku's a dude.
I just noticed that now. I was about to mention. I was going to see if you guys actually pick
Has
up
he
on
been
that.
saying she the entire time?
Yes, he has.
Bruh, I didn't notice till just now.
This wouldn't even be the peak of Naruto's power within Part
Yeah, bullets at the speed of light.
1, as
Silly.
Naruto would then achieve the likes of the one-tailed cloak form, in which he would gain a 10 times amp on top of his already base monstrous power and speed. However, during Shippuden is a real scaling for Naruto's speed, and where
Wait. So is he
Dude,
saying
that's
that
not
like wait, stop. So is he saying that Zero Tails 9 like Naruto is light speed and our boy One
think
Tail
he said one
Naruto is 10 times light speed? Is that what he's getting at?
Yeah, but here's the thing. Naruto is boxing Curse Mark 1 Sasuke in base. So I don't think that One Tail Cloak is quite a 10 times amp.
It's not. Sasuke was still keeping
I
up with him.
don't no, I don't think it is. Like, freak. I remember we had this conversation before about the multiplies for the forms.
Like it's a 2
I
times
think
increase
it's-
at most. It has to be 2
I
times
think
at
it
most.
I think it is a 2 times increase.
Yeah. That's what you
Uh,
said. What I'm saying is that in this fight, it would have to be a 2 times at most. So it's like Naruto is keeping up with Curse Mark 1 Sasuke. Sasuke and Curse Mark 1's like 5 times stronger. So Sasuke has to activate the Sharingan to even keep up with Naruto when he turns off a Curse Mark 1.
Okay.
Then he gains the free Tomo, which gives him an amp. Then he goes into Curse Mark 2 with Shidori to match the one-tailed Rasengan.
Yeah, that's like 2 times. Okay.
Like Naruto's like face tanking some of his fire release jutsus when he's in that form against like free Tomo Sasuke.
Hold up. So like, so if Naruto's at 10 times light speed right here, like, you know what? I'm not
he really starts to blossom. With characters like the Raikage being stated to move near the speed of light within his V1 form, within collaboration with V to perform the double lariat, and with the Raikage possibly reaching the likes of light speed or even surpassing it with his V2 transformation, and this would make perfect sense. In newly acquired
How does it make perfect sense? The Raikage is supposed to be like one of the fastest shinobi alive. Like, was he not being like, bro, like only nigga faster than me, like the yellow flash? And then Naruto has to like go full speed, like outspeed this motherfucker. You're like, all right, this is my freaking, this is my time to shine. I'll prove that I can do this. Freaking, like what? I don't.
Zunes, you're wrong. You're wrong. What the Raikage says is, I finally surpassed the Yellow Flash, meaning he finally surpassed Jonin Minato.
Yeah. I'm just like,
food ain't looking good right now.
With the fact that there's like multiple, like throughout multiple points within the narrative when they talk about light speed, it seems to be that what Kishimoto's going for is like let's give this the benefit of the doubt, right? Like I think what Kishimoto would be going for would be that, all right, you have these people that are able to use light speed techniques, right? Like upwards of light speed techniques. Then you have these people that actually pulling up and running at you at light speed, right? Like fucking Raikage and them niggas. But I'm like, I don't even know that because like Sage Mode Light Fang, I don't know, bro.
I know.
Like, is it not directly to say to be at light speed? Is it not like set to be light speed?
I think it is.
Here's the thing. I don't even think like the lariat is their fastest technique when it comes like being Raikage, since it stated like you have to lower your power or raise your power to match the other person. And B could have been weaker than A at that point.
No,
That
what
would
what
be
it said is
for
that they have to
double
match their
Naruto, right?
powers. Like I'm pretty sure
Like, that's
B
for-
literally like overpowers A. Like
No, that's later on, bro. That's a stronger B. Like B states, I kept training when you stopped. I surpassed you. I'm pretty sure, or something on the lines of that.
yeah, okay.
Well, like, I might need to head out since I'm going in somewhere.
But
You
yeah,
guys
they
have a
just
good
have
rest of your
to
day.
match if they're doing a double lariat together.
Yeah.
Right? Like if
Your
they're
strength
just
and speed have
by
to match.
themselves, then it probably wouldn't matter.
Light speed or even surpassing it with its V2 transformation, and this would make perfect sense. In newly acquired case with Naruto would then go into speed blitz like with a V2 full power Raikage, which would make him at least faster than light. Some have calculated speed feat to be around 72 to 75 times the speed of light. However, I'll leave this up into your interpretation on if you think Naruto at this point within the series will truly be this fast.
Why would you bring up part 1 light speed?
I've reviewed the part 1 killing I did prior, and with these characters already reaching those speeds early on, I wouldn't say it's too inconsistent nor outlandish to assert. Naruto would then achieve the likes of the Sage 6 Path Mode transformation, in which he would dodge the likes of the Sage Art Life Fang while being held in place by Madara's invisible limbo clone that exists on an entirely different plane of existence, as stated by Madara himself. In the fourth data book, Kishimoto describes the Sage Art Life phase as follows, and I quote, "An ninjutsu used by those who gain the 6 Path power. They emit a beam of light to bisect the enemy like a sharp-pointed fang. It cuts all things with the speed of light, making it impossible for the enemy to evade, even one swing." Naruto during the Naruto Retsuden Light Novel that came out in 2018 was able to dodge the photonic light beams, with the translation stating, and I quote, "He followed that thought. A bright red beam shot out, followed by a low hum of photons displaced molecules. Not knowing how to operate the bike, Naruto instinctively learned the bike alongside his body. The laser beam, without bending, passed right through Naruto's ear and immediately hit the fence behind the private house. Bamboo reeds hit with such a high temperature, expanded and exploded. It's not possible." End quote. And again, all these feature translations that I am conveying within this video aren't new at all and are canon to the main timeline to Naruto's canonical continuity. This being all 5 Boruto light novels, all the Retsuden and Shinden mangas and light novels, the last Naruto Part 1 and 2, and finally the Boruto movie, and later on the Boruto manga, and later on to that, the sequel to Naruto, the Boruto anime. With this,
I'm pretty sure they contradict each other. Like I don't know if they're all canon to each other.
You think it's like a GT situation?
Like all from what I've heard from like people that like scale Naruto, like it doesn't seem like all of them canon. Like all of them are canon. I think like explicitly, like some of them have even said they're not. Not knowing how to operate the bike, not body the laser beam without being
hit the fence behind the private house. Bamboo reeds hit with such a high temperature, expanded and exploded. It's not possible. And
what is that? It's not possible.
quote.
Okay.
And again, this to part 1 and 2, and finally the Boruto movie, and later on the Boruto manga, and later on to that, the sequel to Naruto, the Boruto anime. With this being said, it would again be consistent with not only the inverse scaling, but the narrative consistency, with Naruto being this fast and being fast and light within his own verse, whether that be using calcs with the KCM1 speed scaling, blitzing the Raikage, or Naruto dodging the likes of the Sage Art Light Fang, that quote-unquote bisects the enemy like a sharp-pointed fang. It cuts all things at the speed of light. So yeah, Naruto would then in fact be this fast, and there's nothing contradicting it.
This is looking atrocious at this point. For D stats beating Ichigo, it's looking atrocious.
Ichigo during the Soul Society arc was able to fight against the likes of the suppressed Saraki Kenpachi, a captain level threat. This feat is not only impressive because this was Ichigo before he had attained the likes of his Bankai and or Shikai, but because captain level opponents are forced to suppress themselves because the world of the living, and at least planetary sized realm, wouldn't be able to handle it. This is even shown with Rangiku, with her being suppressed by 5 times as stated by Renji every time she would go to the world of the living. This is also true for other lieutenants and captain level characters. Ichigo, after training with the likes of Yoruichi to train his Bankai, was able to block an amped attack from the Soyoku that was stated to destroy the entire Serite and the entire Soul Society as well. Ichigo went as far as destroying the podium that should be able to take attack from this amped Sokyoku, so it's consistent that within this period of time within the series, Ichigo is in fact planetary or above. During Ichigo's fight against the likes of a second Resurrection transformed, which is at least a 100 times multiplier, due to the fact that the first Resurrection is completely and directly stated to being comparable of that of a Bankai, and if we assume that the second Resurrection is also the same amp, 10 times amp equals 100, and therefore Ukiura would be 100 times more powerful than he is in his aforementioned base form.
You would say 5 and 5, not 10 and 10.
That he fights Ichigo with in the beginning of their fight. Ichigo was then able to achieve the likes of the Vacilote form, which was able to utterly bully the likes of this Ukiura. Keep in mind, all his spotters must release under the canopy of Las Noches due to the fact that it has enough power to destroy the likes of Las Noches as a whole. Keep in mind, this same Las Noches is seen to have a day and night cycles within them, which would also affirm the inside of Las Noches would be bigger than the exterior. This would also mean that Ichigo's Vacilote form will most likely have star level ranges of power via the Las Noches scaling that I did prior. I'll leave this up to your interpretation though. During the Hellverse movie, which is directly stated by Kubo himself to be a better representation and or interpretation to Ichigo's fight against Ukiura than the manga, due to the fact that it wasn't rushed, unlike the manga version, which was rushed by Shonen Jump. During the Hellverse movie, Ichigo would break the chains of hell, which again Ryusai Yamamoto himself, the captain of the Gotei 13, who fought Yuha twice, thought were unbreakable. Due to this, it's likely that this version of Ichigo is above the likes of this stronger Yamamoto than the one that we see from the war arc, and I'll get into how he's weak.
Yikes! Again, misconception again. Bleach characters get stronger, not weaker. Very bad take.
Later. Dangai Ichigo was stated in the data books to be the strongest thing in the series within that point of time, which would include both the weakened and not weakened Yamamoto, who threatened the existence of the Soul Society. Again, this realm is stated to be planet-sized within the novels and have full day and night cycles as seen in both the anime and manga continuities of the series. As to the reason why Yamamoto is weaker, we know
They are not said to be planet-sized.
that when he sacrifices Vars against the likes of Aizen, Yuha in the 1000 Year Blood War arc makes it abundantly clear that if Yamamoto wasn't reluctant to have Orihime heal his arm, then the fight against Yamamoto and Yuha would have gone a little differently than the original
Not what he said.
fight.
I've gone over this many times, but not what he said.
So yes, it's very consistent that Ichigo is at the star level of solar system ranges of power in just his Dangai form. During the 1000 Year Blood War arc, a character known as Gremmy would then be introduced in the series. Gremmy, who is apparently the strongest Sternritter, possessed the power of a lower form of subjective reality manipulation. A post-training arc, Kenpachi was able to beat the likes of this Gremmy, the same Gremmy who unironically created an entire galaxy, which is later confirmed within the manga, anime, and later on Can't Fear Your Own World.
He made a universe, not a galaxy, but pop off.
Novels. For those of you who deny Gremmy did in fact do this feat, not only is this feat his exact power to do so, but there are multiple representations of this power within their fight, like Gremmy summoning guns, as well as an entire meteor prior to him creating this entire galaxy against the likes of Kenpachi. This same Ichigo scales above the likes of this very Kenpachi quite easily, seeing how this Ichigo's Bankai was stated to only be attainable by the likes of Yuha himself, but this was not the case for Kenpachi. So yes, it would be consistent that yes, Ichigo is in fact galaxy level and or multi-galaxy level in the early war arc, and there's nothing that contradicts or disproves it. It is also stated by Aizen that Yuha struggled with full power True Horn of Salvation Bankai Ichigo more than he anticipated, and Yuha himself doesn't even try to refute it and implies he agrees. And yes, this is true, seeing how a Gran Ray Sero mixed with a Getsu Katensho is able to damage the likes of Yuha, who more or less scales above the verse entirety. It's also stated within the Can't Fear Your Own light novels, which are canon to the main canonical continuities of the series, that Yuha did in fact lose to the likes of Ichigo, and that Ichigo was strong enough to serve as the whole kings and hold together the 3 realms altogether, and it's not only stated once, but twice, meaning he would be relative to Yuha if you take that into account and take this interpretation, meaning he would scale above the likes of Ichibei Hyosube, who in the same light novel is comparable to that of the entire Gotei 13 as well, including a prime Yamamoto, who is in fact star level as well, via the statements of him being able to destroy the Soul Society by Unohana, who was there during his prime stages of his power. However, before I end off this section of the video, I would preface that there is a 5D multiversal scale that a Bleach scaler did provide to me, and at the end of this video is where I will state the argument and I will give my reasonings as to why I think it's wrong. However, moving
Oh, interesting.
on to Ichigo's speed, Ichigo in the data book.
Question is, who gave him the scaling?
stated to have lightning levels of god speed, which would be consistent due to Ichigo's Bankai being portrayed as a speed increase more than anything. Ichigo would then scale above the likes of the Nagashion due to the fact that he kind of just scales above everyone within the verse except for Yuha, so for obvious reasons I'm not going to extrapolate on that too much. Via this feat, Ichigo would then be at the bare minimum low ball faster than light. Ichigo is also able to produce and react to Cereals, which are directly stated to be beams of light themselves, so yes, it would be further consistent that he is faster than light. However, before I continue on with the video, I would like to clear up some misconceptions and or arguments for both sides that I do think stems from ignorance or just aren't that great. Starting off with the misconceptions within Bleach, the first thing I'll cover is the 4D scaling that is predicated upon
the statements is his sheer power between Ichigo, the only conceivable way to define and or compare it to so by dimensionality. Wait, hold on. The only
leaks for what?
Defined and or
Jujutsu Kaisen.
Secondly, nigga, we're watching it. Shut the fuck up.
The isnt statement. The isnt statement states that he cannot sense Ichigo's Ryotsu, so therefore he's on a higher plane of dimensionality, which is blatantly wrong, and here is why. If we take the prior statement that Isnt thinks he's transcended to all Soul Reapers into account, and if we take the statement at face value and assume it's true, one must first prove that just because one cannot feel another's Ryotsu, that means they scale on an entirely different dimensional tier above the said character. But secondly, the statement
The proof is Isn's statement
is quite literally just hyperbolic. The reason
you would have to prove that.
The reason why Aizen makes the claim on dimensionality is because the sheer power gap between their power to the point where that is the only way he can properly define it. And
no, it's not.
Not that this is actually the case in actuality. We also know that you can
This is a terrible debunk.
lower your Ryotsu, but you cannot, however, lower your dimensional existence unless proven otherwise, which you cannot. The multiverse
Did this man not already argue that like these Naruto characters like have like 40 arguments?
Hold on.
So does he think that Naruto is incapable of using 3D attacks? Is that what I'm getting here? He's incapable of using 3D attacks because you aren't able to lower your dimensionality. Every time you interact with anything, he's using fourth dimensional power, is what he's claiming.
So Yuha scale would go as follows. Just because the Mugen is stated to be infinite and apart from the space-time,
Bruh. Man, he started it off with just because. I'm like, okay.
This would mean that each realm on its own is a separate space-time, and therefore Yuha being able to destroy these three realms, including the Garganta itself, would mean he would be multiversal. And with Ichigo showing relative feats to this Yuha, like actually damaging him, he would also be multiversal as well. However, this doesn't work for numerous reasons. The first reason is due to the simple fact that while yes, the kanji says that the Mugen is infinite, which I do have a problem with, seeing how infinite could just mean very great or actually limitless, and not actually
Shows you didn't actually read it.
Infinite, but because it's directly stated that the Soul Society and the world of the living are linked and are parallel worlds. We know that this is true due to the simple fact that the Soul Society is able to spill into the world of the living, and if the balance is broken, this will happen. If these are truly separate space-times, then therefore the Soul Society wouldn't be able to actually spill within the world of the living, and if you make the argument that, oh well, they're connected by the Garganta, well, like I said earlier,
What? So like separate Marvel
so he
universe
thinks because they're able to spill into each other that they're not separate space-time continuums?
Yeah, because that totally makes sense. Even Marvel does that. All of a sudden, Marvel's not multiversal.
Hold up. I'm like, as this video has gone on, I at first didn't want to be disrespectful, but like, to whoever made this video, are you dumb?
We have to be.
Like, are you dumb? Like, what's so funny about this? Hold up. What's so funny about this?
Who made the video? That's my question.
Let me some random. Let me get the scan real quick. Where's the nonlinear time? Nonlinear time. Here it is. Let's go up. All right. Oh, come on. I didn't post them all at once. Now I don't care about being saved by the cleaner. Did I not put into here them talking about the timelines being out of sync? Like,
I don't know.
Oh my god, hold on. I'm trying to remember where it was. Freak. I'm trying to remember where it says it. Oh my god. Goddamn, bro. I'm actually so annoyed right now because I'm blanking on its fucking name. Shit. Or I'm blanking on like when it is. regardless, though, like them spilling into each other doesn't mean they're separate space times. Like, it's like
Does make
saying
it
that,
separate
like,
spaces,
I have
or does it
two
mean
like
they're not
cups of
separate
water,
spaces?
right? I have 2 cups of water. I have them on a table. I tilt the table, one spills into the other. Does that mean that these two are
They're
now in
not
the
separate.
same cup? No, it doesn't. I guess it's just dumb.
It's supposed to be quote unquote disconnected from space time, then logically speaking, it wouldn't be able to spill from one realm to another due to the simple fact that they are indeed different space times, which, like I'm saying, they are not. So, yes, Ichigo and
Yes,
Ryuha
they
would
are.
actually be multiversal via the scale because they were completely separate. One could not spill into the other. So, Ichigo is indeed multi galaxy at best via the aforementioned Grammy scaling that I had provided earlier. The misconceptions within Naruto, although not as much within Bleach, are very prevalent and something I would also like to address. People may say that Kaguya got her power from the Shinobi Alliance, yet the Alliance aren't even Nine Tails level, which is shown when they're almost killed by the Jubi Cataclysm, and they're only saved due to the One Tail cloak provided by Naruto. This would also mean that a 4 times M Shinobi Alliance is still nothing compared to not only the Nine Tails itself, but Kaguya herself. Also, Naruto being this strong would just be consistent within multiple tiering systems such as Versus Battle Wiki, as well as character stats and profiles. So yes, Naruto is indeed Universal Plus levels of power. Also, I do want to bring
I just love
up that yes,
that he's trying to argue Uni plus Naruto and being like, yeah, Bleach isn't even Uni.
Naruto can sense Ichigo via the limo clones being stated to exist within a whole different plane of existence. Naruto also does have soul hacks resistance as well, which is showcased during the fight against Edo Nagato, with Edo Nagato using the Rinnegan to try to steal Naruto's soul. Pause. However, in my personal opinion, I truly think Naruto wins this fight 9 out of 10 times, unless you think Ichigo is like multiverse or whatever, but I'll leave that up to your interpretation. Also, Naruto can damage Ichigo with the True Secret Orbs, because 1, it is in fact a durability negation, and 2, it attacks the soul directly, which is shown after Minato gets his arm cut off by the True Secret Orbs, in which his arm still don't reappear within his spiritual form. So again, I do believe that Naruto has more win cons and does take this due to scaling higher and overall hacks. With Ichigo having just a Get-to-Good Tenshows and Grand Reseros, and then a mixture of the two within his sort of Salvation state. Although again, as I said prior, I do think this pales in comparison to things like the True Secret Orbs and the Rasen Shuriken and things of that nature. Naruto also has the
Crazy to get to Tensho Slam.
creation of all things technique, which allow him to manipulate reality on small levels, which is seen used by Kakashi and my guy. However, it has been Tempest. All the links to my Discord server and to disagree, join up, and
Right,
till next time. But make
Where's
sure
the
that
five? Where's
have
the
nice
5D
well.
argument?
Well, people have to take the reasons and does being
Was it supposed to be this? Was this supposed to be?
if we take the prior statement that Aizen higher prevalence or just aren't that statement. Wrong, take the statement at face value and assume it's true. If we take the prior statement that Aizen thinks he's plane of dimension upon the Aizen statement. The Aizen statement states that he cannot sense Ichigo's Raiatsu, so therefore he's on
Ew, sucks. Like, I'm gonna make you look real dumb, real quick right now. I'm gonna make you look real dumb, cause this shows like you. Well, he already looks dumb, but it's fine. Let's read together. You know what? Hold on. Let me change the screen so the boys can see as well. Let me change the screen. We'll do some basic reading. Even though he repelled the Bankai of Senbon Sakura with Getsuga Tensho, his Bankai had grown, holding power of a different dimension. The kanji used is Jigen. Like, what this is saying is Ichigo has power on a higher mathematical dimension, because Jigen means higher mathematical dimension. So, holding power of a different mathematical dimension. That is what Bankai Ichigo is stated to have. I don't know why you're like, bro, like they're at least like planetary size, like, and like bring up the novels when the novels literally tell you these realms are not planets. They literally use if they could be likened to planets. If it says if it could be, it is not. Like it's like y'all don't know basic English, dog. Like that's tough. That's tough. But why don't I read just like eyes and stuff? Because I'm like
in English class and I still know better.
I'm like, well, so let's read, right? So what Aizen states, this is the raw Japanese. From the exchange of our strikes, I realize that you and I have progressed to 2 entirely separate dimensions. Again, using Jigen. So Aizen states that him and Ichigo have progressed to 2 different mathematical dimensions. I am but a soul reaper who has evolved to another mathematical dimension. from that of a mere soul reaper. I don't know in what way it's like, oh, I don't understand. He's literally saying himself, I am on a higher mathematical dimension. Like, I don't know where there is any interpretation for this. Like, there's none. But let's keep on. Just as how two-dimensional beings are unperceived by three-dimensional beings, I cannot interfere with such creatures unless I were to intentionally lower my level of power to that of theirs. So what he's talking about is the dimensionality of his powers. Okay. And what he's saying is in the same way 2 and 3 beings, they can't interact with each other. Like you have to be on the same dimension. He can't do that. So in what way is this a comparison? Like this isn't a comparison. Do people not know what just as means? In the same way. Where's the comparison? It says in the same way. It's literally like, bro, you put an equal sign and somebody says, nah, bro. Then that's not what it says. Like he verbatim tells you it's the same. So if you're making claims that this is something else, you are putting words in his mouth and trying to like do weird interpretations of stuff. And then he even says, is he on an even higher level of dimensionality, on an even higher plane than I am?
Which would put him at what? At least 60 at that point?
At that point, yeah. But well, let me show you one of the Bleach guidebooks. He can understand the attack, but he cannot be inflicted injury. Even facing him, one cannot be on the same plane. Alright, why don't we look at the definitions of plane? Plane. A flat surface on which a straight line joining any 2 points on it would lie. 2. A level of existence, thought, or development. Complete level or flat. So, right, let's go with the first definition. A flat surface. Does that make sense in this context? Even facing him, one cannot be on the same flat surface. No,
Well,
that doesn't.
it could sort of work depending on how you interpret it.
In what way is you not being? they're
Well,
standing on the same ground, dude. Like it can't be on the same flat surface, dude. They're standing on ground.
Hold on, let me use the Silver Sea from Misfit of Academy. There's levels to it, right? If you perceive each one of those as flat surface, each level going down is a higher level than the previous one. So if he's on a completely separate flat surface in that way, if we put into an idea of dimensionality, each dimension being a new flat surface, right?
Well, yeah, if you mean it like that, I think that would be more steps.
No, like for the standard person, and that doesn't have enough brain power for something like that, obviously not. But it sort of works.
Yeah. Now, a flat or level surface of a material object. Don't work. Material object. There's nothing to talk.
Yeah, that
but
one does.
An imaginary flat surface through or joining material objects. Eisen is not joining anything. He's not a flat surface. None of that. But let's go. A level of existence, thought, or development. So that's the one that actually is what it's talking about. Even facing him, one can't be on the same level of existence. Same. And we know this isn't like, let's say, like he's geometrically in another place because he's in front of them. His geometrical location is not different. So it's like these way that these Naruto fans try and debunk like higher dimensional Bleach is so stupid, dude. Like it makes zero sense.
It's not even just the Naruto fans.
Like I'll just say fans in general, because I'm like, as well, right? Other people try and be like, oh, Aizen doesn't know stuff about dimensions. Do you know how much hubris that is, dude? You think you know more about dimensions than this fictional character that he actually is on a higher dimension. He's been to hyperspaces. He's created space-time continuums. He's been there, done that.
He has
but you, a random person,
you.
he has a higher IQ, most definitely. like person watching this video, you probably at home, maybe you at work, maybe you at school. Wanna know
Don't
what
be
Aizen
stupid.
doing? Aizen making things that
Beyond
literally
your comprehension.
beyond your comprehension, dude. You couldn't comprehend what this man's doing. But you want to tell me you know more about this than him? Especially when he's talking about himself. So you know more about Aizen's power than Aizen. Oh. You know the extent of Aizen's power more than Aizen. Because Aizen doesn't know about his own power. Like, you're all dumb. Like, the reasoning is so stupid. I'm like, what a bullshit. But yeah, dog. Naruto gets splattered by Ichigo. It's the sad reality,
He gets
but
splattered by Renji.
yeah, he gets
We
splattered
all
by
know Renji don't
anybody.
win. We all know Renji doesn't win fights.
I'll just say it like this. And this isn't to be mean. I'm not trying to downplay Naruto, but even giving Naruto its most charitable interpretation, it does not get out the Soul Society. Period. Even giving Naruto its most charitable things that Naruto scalers right now, y'all not popular Naruto scalers right now, they don't even scale him this high. I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt. I'm gonna scale him to 6D. He don't make it out the Soul Society. If I'm being fucking for real, he don't make it out the Soul Society. At best, bro. At best, the Otsutsuki God, stronger than anybody. Like this is talking about like Otsutsuki God stuff, but like regular Naruto characters, like giving benefit of the doubt that the Otsutsuki God is actually on a higher mathematical dimension, right? Let's go with that, right? Let's go with that. This man, like all these other characters, Naruto, Jigen, Momoshiki, Sasuke, Sakura, Rock Lee, freaking Kinshiki, Toneri, etc., etc., etc. All these characters at best would be 5D then. They don't make it out the Soul Society. They don't beat Shikai Ichigo. They don't even beat Shikai Ichigo. You have all these numbers, bro. You have like this, 500 500 million times multiplier. Ichigo gets to a higher mathematical dimension. What is your response to that, dude? Oh, bro, my 500 million times multiplier that wasn't even able to beat the character I was fighting. Yeah, it's about to make me stronger than these characters get power buffs that put them on a higher mathematical dimension. Bigger buffs than people that get unironic infinite power amps.
500 million beyond infinite. Nice.
But
Impressive numbers.
I tried my hardest for the longest to not be mean, right? But
Fuck that.
yeah, that was fucking stupid. Like the way you're downplaying Bleach is like actually atrocious. I don't know why you just skipped over conveniently Memories of Nobody, where they perform multiple infinite 3D feats. I don't know why you skipped over that. I don't know why you skipped the Diamond Dust Rebellion, where they have Uni Plus feats. I don't know why you skipped over Hellverse, where Ichigo can destroy Hell, which is a multiverse. I don't know why you're skipping over Hell, which Yu-Ha is going to destroy, which is stated to be a multiverse. Like, I don't know why you're trying to downplay Muken. It's stated to be infinite like 8 times. Like, actually, fuck off, dude. Be like, bro, it can be very great. It's stated to be infinite like 8 times, bro. Actually, shut the fuck up, nigga. Like, you're actually looking stupid.
My God.
And then he's like, bro. So, the Soul Society, it's planetary, right? And I'm like, you reference the novels, right? And he's like, yeah, I have them in my video. And I'm like, so you just skipped over them being directly stated to not be planets? Like, are you just like intentionally just being fallacious for this video for clicks?
You know,
like, do you actually think this? It's unfortunate, but my disappointment. That's all I can say. I'm disappointed.